fine.
Hello everybody and welcome. Good afternoon Facebook fans. We are live from the Facebook offices in central London on International Women's Day. My name is Greg James and today I'll be joined by British actor and UN Women Global Goodwill Ambassador to whom International Women's Day means a lot. Last year she gave a very memorable speech, an incredible speech, a sensational speech really on gender equality, launching the HeforShe campaign. Please join me everybody and make a lot of noise for the wonderful Emma Watson. Welcome. Well, that's a lovely reaction. We haven't even said anything yet.
I know, I haven't said anything.
That's really good. Thank you all so much for coming and thank you very much for watching. And thanks for getting me involved. It's a real honour to be part of this. I watched the speech when it was, we did it in September and I felt absolutely compelled to do something, so I was really happy to be asked to get involved.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Are you feeling well? Are you good and happy?
I'm good. I'm a little nervous, but I'm very excited. I'm very, very, very excited.
That's good.
This is amazing that Facebook have done this. It's so cool.
So your Facebook fan page has just passed 30 million fans.
I can't even wrap my head around that.
30 million is a lot of people.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's so many people.
So a lot of people are watching this
So many people.
right now, and you keep up to date with your fans, and that's you like the conversation between you and your fans on there.
I really do. I think it's been such an amazing tool for me because I can instantly and directly share things that are really important to me, and it's really personal. You know, it's really nice to be able to do that. Really nice.
Do you get addicted to it because there's so much conversation the whole time? And it's
I do get a bit addicted actually. Yeah, it's so nice because you get instant feedback to things, and particularly with HeforShe, I'm so interested to see what you guys think and what and it's so nice to see things that I'm saying like starting debates and conversation, and I love seeing how all of that unravels really. It's really fun.
Well, the video that you put up to talk about this specific conversation was viewed 17 million times. I mean, that's crazy numbers, so a lot of people are watching today. And by the way, if you have got questions, please put it in the comments and we can try and get to them as the conversation goes on. We have so much to talk about, so let's get started. We're live at the Facebook offices today, and we'll get some fan questions later, which we'll have time for. But I want to talk about that speech that you did on the 20th of September. Now, obviously, talking at the UN is an incredibly nerve-wracking thing to do, I imagine. I mean, I can only imagine. I haven't actually spoken at the UN yet. They haven't asked me yet. But what was the mission statement? What was going through your head in the morning of that speech? What was the mission statement you wanted to get across?
I guess I really wanted to communicate that gender equality, historically, has been predominantly a women's movement for women. But I think the impact of gender inequality and how it's actually been affecting men hasn't really been addressed. So I really wanted to make that one of the clearest messages in my speech. And I think also our society in general devalues the she. And when I say that, I mean qualities that are associated with the feminine, which are found in all of us. And as a result, there's kind of this imbalance and this distortion, and it's just hindering our progress. It's causing discrimination and violence and pain and fear the world over, all the way, all over. And I just wanted to desensitize people to the issues and make them feel that they could be part of the problem and that they can make a difference, and to give people a voice and a platform with which to do that, with which to make change. So it's quite a lot to fit into 8 minutes, but I did my best, tried to cram it all in. Yeah, it was difficult. I really wanted to try and reach as many different people as possible in a very short space of time.
What were the immediate reactions from your fans and from the people that know you? What were the reactions after that speech? What was said immediately? And how did you feel after you'd done it? Did you feel like you absolutely got every point across? Did you feel that was a lovely moment for the campaign?
It felt like one of the most surreal moments of my life, I have to say. I remember at the end of it, seeing people start to stand up, and it was like something from a dream or a film, or I thought maybe I'd died, and it was weird. It was just really surreal.
I can confirm you didn't die.
I didn't die,
No,
but kind of, a little bit. I felt like I could, this sounds really cheesy, but I felt like I could sort of die happy, like I'd sort of done kind of what the most important thing I might ever do. I was shaking, I was so nervous, but at least I got it out there. Like I'd managed to voice the words. I'd managed to get it out, and that was big for
So
me.
you talked a lot about inviting men to help fight sexism. So what was the reaction from the men around you and your male fans? What were they saying?
It was really touching because I got a lot of emails from, my peer group, so guys I was at university with or guys I was at school with, but I got a lot of emails from men I'd worked with. There was just a real, the demographic of men that I reached, it was sort of like everywhere from my dad and my dad's friends all the way down to my little brother Toby, being all about it as well. So that was really cool. Yeah.
The support you got from other celebrities was also incredible, and there was a huge drive of pictures on social media and all the rest of it. Who were the ones that you were most proud of reaching, and you were so happy that they were joining in this campaign as well?
Yeah, just incredible. I had like a personal letter from the Archbishop of Canterbury, and I had, it was just mad. It was amazing. But we've also had. We just actually launched a new program called Impact 10 by 10 by 10, and we have these impact champions who are piloting HeforShe programs within, whether it's their government or whether it's their school or their business. And we've actually had the country of Sweden, the country of the Netherlands, we've had Sierra Leone, Unilever, PwC, Barclays, Tupperware, Sun University, Oxford University, yes. And we're announcing a lot more on March 10th. I'm not allowed to say who those other people are, but we, it's just incredible to have that kind of support, on those kind of levels, and then all the way down to, I read a letter from a 13-year-old boy this morning, who was, equally as passionate as the CEO of Unilever. So that's amazing. And it's only been 5 months. I think that's the other thing, is it's.
Well, I feel like it's made a huge impact in those 5 months, and obviously it's very important that your fans and the general public are getting behind this, but you do need those corporations to help push those messages home. So it sounds like everything's going pretty well so far. It is, and
I think, in terms of male reactions, I think men have been like, yeah, we're on board, but now we're not really sure exactly how to help. It can be, they're still a little bit fearful and still a little bit confused of, okay, so how do I do this exactly? And I guess I'd just say that, even the small gestures to the really big ones, it all changes and impacts somebody else's life. So
I saw one thing that I know you're very excited about was Steve Carell, who wore the HeforShe cufflinks at the Oscars. Now, I wanted to talk to you about this because he's kind of my hero, and I know you're a big fan of him too. So what was it like to see it in action, to see that people were that's a very subtle but lovely thing to do, isn't it, wearing some cufflinks? So
yeah,
things like that must make you go, okay, things are happening.
Completely. I had no idea that he was going to do that, and then it's just so overwhelming and humbling when men want to show their support like that. It's just so nice. It really is, and it does spread awareness, and it does make a difference. And even if like 2 people on that night asked him what is your cufflink? What does that mean? What is that? And he said, oh well, I am taking a stand for gender equality. Yeah. That in itself, it's huge.
So what are some of the things that you're asking your Facebook fans to do to be part of HeforShe? What are some of the things that they could actually, take part in or do?
Well, first off, I have an amazing number of male Facebook fans, and I need to check the number because it's so many, it's so crazy, I can't even believe it. But we only have 200,000 commitments on HeforShe.org. So Facebook fans, one thing you can do, right now even, if you want to, is go to HeforShe.org and make the commitment. We still need more men signing up on that petition. Yeah, so that's definitely a really good way. And you know, and then I think it's really cute. I asked my younger sister this morning. I was like, what would be the one thing? What would be the one thing that you would want from the boys in your life, from the men in your life? And she went, I just want them to want to play with us. Like, I just want, you know, and again, I was like, well, that translates at every level. Like, we just want to be included. We just, you know, we just want to be included. I was like, well, yeah, it's really very concisely done that. And then for women, I think it's really acknowledging or feeling comfortable or confident enough to acknowledge that there is actually a problem. Because it's uncomfortable, it's awkward to acknowledge that there is a problem, but we need to understand that we are complicit. And another sort of anecdote is that, you know, a lot of the, just a lot of the criticism I've ever had in my life, some of the harshest moments of criticism or some of the hardest moments I've had have been comments from other women. And, you know, it's not just enough to ask men to come in and support us. We really need to support each other. We really do. So, you know, I guess I would say being brave enough to acknowledge that things aren't there yet, and also, you know, supporting each other massively.
You talked a lot about in your speech for the UN about the term feminism, and I suppose making sure people understand what you mean by that and what people mean by the term feminism. That I mean, what's your understanding of it, and what did you want to try and put across? Because there's lots of people. I think lots of people don't know what that necessarily means, and I think you said something like it was not a dirty word, but it was a word that people are afraid of using. People are reluctant to use it. Why do you think that is?
Because I think people associate it with hate, with man hate, and that's really negative. And I don't think that's what feminism is about at all. I think it's actually something incredibly positive. So I think that's why women became very reluctant to use that word. But I think that's changing, which is really cool. I'm aware of a lot more male feminists now than I was a few years ago, and it's really heartening. People have come back to what the actual definition means, which is equality politically, culturally, socially, economically. That's it.
But even if
simple.
Even if that small message gets through now, I'm trying to remember what I was like when I was 15.
Yeah.
So I was a 15-year-old boy, typical teenage boy. If someone said to you, "Are you a feminist?" I'd go, "Well, obviously not." But I think but now it should be, you know, if by that you mean I would like men and women to be treated equally, paid the same, and, you know, all that kind of thing, I would say yes, I am a feminist. But I think that's a very simple thing for people to try and grasp hold of.
It is. I think men think it's a women's word, that it's only women, it's only for women. But it really just means that you believe in equality. And if you stand for equality, then you're a feminist. Sorry to tell you. You're a feminist. I'm sorry. You're a feminist. That's it.
So from this point on, what are the things that you're going to be working on in the next few weeks, next couple of months? What are the next targets for you?
Next targets for me. Well, I'm going to harp on about this, but again, you know, getting more men to sign up to the petition, because 200,000 is just not. We're not there yet. We need more signing that petition. So that, and then really, it's working on the impact 10 by 10 by 10, and you know, we've had this amazing groundswell of support, and now we want to empower people to be able to take action and make change, and actually, you know, translate that passion into really doing something. So we're trying to support people with that, and we've been collecting HeforShe stories. So people have been sending us their stories, and I spend for hours reading these. They are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for sending them in. I mean, it's just really heartening, actually. I go to bed at night feeling really optimistic about the state of affairs in the world, because I can see that there are people that really want to make